And welcome everybody to episode 21 of Comic Confidential, the weekly podcast where we bring you the week's comic-related news, views, and reviews. I'm your host, Cade, and with me as always, Troy.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I have a surprise for you.
What?
This person right next to you.
Oh my god.
Surprise!
It's your replacement.
Ah, yay. Finally.
Finally,
I'm out of this gig.
You're done, mate. You're sacked.
That's it. See you later.
Yeah. And the person I'm talking about is Amy. Hello, Amy. How are you?
Hello, good.
Yeah?
I'm very good.
You excited to be on the show? You pumped?
So pumped.
So
I was literally
pumped,
just
bro.
singing about how pumped I was.
Like, pump up the jam.
Pump up the jam.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to pump up the jam.
I thought she was actually talking about jam. I was hungry.
Yeah. What's been happening this week?
Mate, everything's been happening.
Really?
Yes. Got some sad news, got some good news.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
let's start with the sad news. Let's get that out of the way.
Okay.
Look, Anton Yelchin unfortunately passed away this week in a little bit of a freak accident. I'm sure most of the people listening do know who he is. If you don't, he's a fantastic young actor, has been in quite a lot of stuff, but I guess most importantly for us, he was this generation's Chekhov. And, just a seemed to be, I don't know.
He seemed like a good kid.
He seemed like a good kid, but he seemed like he had a very bright future. And look, it is unfortunate that, we have to report on this sort of stuff, but we'd be remiss if we didn't, I guess give some sort of salute goodbye to Anton Yelchin this week. But we'll see him soon in Beyond, which comes out next month, I believe.
Oh, really?
Off the
Is it
top of
that
my head.
soon?
Or maybe, I think it's July. Could be August.
That is next month.
It is. That's right. But yeah, so it's done. Let's move on from the sadness.
Yes.
Let's get into some goodness.
Okay. Do you want to thank the listeners? That's your thing.
That's my thing. So I might.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for listening, subscribing, and reviewing. Make sure you follow us on Facebook at Comic Confidential Podcast, Instagram and Twitter at Comic Con Pod, YouTube dropping soon. 2018 YouTube channel.
Coming your way.
Coming your way soon. We've got the website.
Yeah, comicconpod.com. And we also got the Patreon. If you want to support the show, jump on there. That's www.patreon.com/comicconpod. You can pick yourself up some pretty cool shit.
Like these stickers.
Those stickers that
that
Troy
have to be
is holding.
seen to be believed. And some shirts and whatnot.
Some shirts, some postcards.
In
So,
case
yeah.
you want to send something to your mum.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, your mum would love them.
She would.
She would.
What is this shit? You never call.
No.
All right. Maybe we should talk about some news.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, sure.
Get into it.
All right. Well,
Get into it.
let's start with the biggest news of the week, which I guess was the. So a lot of the press were invited to the set of the Justice League. Our invitation obviously got lost in the mail. I'm guessing they still use traditional mail.
Yeah,
Australia
I think so.
Post dropped the ball again.
Again.
You should
Those
probably
guys.
just email us next time, guys.
Yeah.
We totally would have been there.
comicconpod@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Get your shit together. But there was a lot of news that came out from that. I guess one of the ones that one of the biggest ones that dropped, I guess, Willem Dafoe's character has finally been announced, and he is going to be Volko from Atlantis.
Yeah, that's good.
Is it?
Yeah, because Volko, he's not always clean-cut a good guy.
Well, no, but he is. I guess one of the biggest things with him is he is like actually one of the bigger sort of supporting members of Aquaman. So it is going to play quite like a what's the word I'm looking for?
A supporting role.
No.
I
Do you
don't know,
have
mate.
example words?
Where's my thesaurus? Look, it's I guess when you're looking at a character the caliber of Willem Dafoe, there's a good chance, they haven't said it yet, but there's a good chance that character will also flow like water.
Continue.
Like,
Troy, I'm done with this shit.
whatever. But anyway, like into the actual Aquaman movie and stuff like that.
Yeah, good.
I guess what I'm saying. Now, one of the other,
cameo?
yeah, no. What's bigger than a cameo, other than
That's
a supporting
all I've
role?
got.
Anyway, let's move on. So my point being that it is likely, because one of the other things that was revealed is that they, I guess, basic plot development or whatever. There are 3 mother boxes.
Yes.
That have been sort of spread around the globe. The Amazonians have one. There's one somewhere on Earth, and the Atlanteans have one. So it's likely that that Volko will be the guy who is controlling or looking after that mother box.
Yeah, that's going to be really interesting to see how that pans out. Some other news from the set is that the Flash's suit is made by Bruce Wayne. It's got some bat tech in it.
Ah.
Yeah.
Similar to Spider-Man suit being made by Tony Stark, perhaps.
Oh, I think that's exactly a perfect reference to make.
It's not like DC and Marvel to rip off ideas from each other.
Not at all.
Last
But it
time.
does make sense, for the Flash's suit to be made by Bruce Wayne.
Well, from everything that I've read, it is obviously Bruce Wayne or Batman that recruits the Flash into the Justice League as a whole. So, why not help him out?
And
Dude's
originally,
rich as fuck.
yeah, that's it. And originally, the Flash's suit is made from some tech that he stole from NASA. Because it's the only technology that can keep up with the heat that he generates when he's running. So that's going to be cool.
Yeah, I believe in scientific terms that's called friction. So.
Friction.
Deal with the friction.
Is it
Yes.
friction?
It is.
Oh, I'm so science.
So science.
I'm so science.
Much smart.
Many smarts. Superman.
Yes.
Now, this is a big thing. Because I guess at the end of Batman vs. Superman, obviously you see him in his coffin. Is the guy dead? You don't know. But it's very much, based on the whole death of Superman storyline and all that sort of stuff. So there's a very good chance, obviously, that Superman is going to return. But there is a chance that it won't be as a main sort of character in the Justice League movie.
No, it appears that he's going to be showing up right at the end. I guess Darkseid's showing up, and he's like, oh, yeah, better get my shit together.
Yeah, better get my shit together. Or does he show up... Well, no, I don't know. Because, the way they're kind of pointing to it is... mind-controlled Superman could be the main, antagonist for Justice League 2.
Oh, right.
So, who knows?
That's a good idea, actually.
It is a good idea. And
You
that's
should write movies.
I should.
Yeah.
I should. I've sent many scripts away. I've got nothing
They
back.
got lost in the mouth.
But they don't know. They don't know art when they see it. So expect Superman to turn up with his traditional all in black, long hair, metal S, silver S, very similar to the trench coat that Tom Welling wore in Smallville.
Oh, let's hope so. Let's hope so.
Which was the absolute worst fucking storyline I've ever seen in my life. Because you don't even see him fight Darkseid. It's just, remember?
Yeah, he
Do
just
you remember?
flies through him.
No, not Darkseid, Doomsday. You don't even see him really fight
yeah.
Doomsday. And then he just are they both dead? And then he comes back and he's wearing black.
Yeah.
I would. If I came back, I'd wear black.
Yeah, well, me too. That's not what I'm arguing against. But just, anyway,
Yeah.
I have my issues with Smallville. It's also a great show, but whatever.
I love Smallville.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great, because we're actually going to be doing a Smallville podcast very soon.
Yes.
Oh, you want to join us?
Oh, maybe. I'll check my calendar.
I'm so busy, you guys.
Yeah.
I've got so much going on my Saturday afternoons, obviously.
Yeah.
So, look, I guess that's it. Is it? No?
No, there's Cyborg. Apparently, he's going to be mostly CGI. Who would have fucking guessed that?
Really?
surprised.
That's amazing.
Apparently, only his head is going to be the normal part of him.
What?
And that's it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
The whole thing's going to be CGI?
Yeah, pretty much.
What's the purpose of even having a person then?
Well, you
What?
need a head.
Yeah. Obviously, the CGI budget for heads is incredibly low. So,
Stop at the neck.
yeah.
Can we just get some random guy's head, please?
Yeah.
How, I guess, we just reviewed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, none of those guys actually got to appear. It was all CGI.
Yeah.
Just got to hear their voices, so that's fine. As long as they do it right, and as long as it doesn't look cheesy. You see a lot of behind-the-scenes sort of stuff with Civil War and Batman vs. Superman, and there are parts where they are dead set in no costumes whatsoever.
Yeah.
And it's just like a black suit with dots
Dots
all
all
over
over
it.
it, yeah.
But there's sometimes where they are in actual, genuine, full costume. So, hopefully they tend to lean more towards that, but it doesn't sound like they're going to.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Whatever. Hey, sticking with some DC news, Suicide Squad. The runtime has been revealed to be only an hour and 40 minutes. It's a
Yes.
bit short, isn't it?
Short.
In my opinion.
Yeah. They better have
well-
so much after the credits then.
Yeah, there's going to be 17 after the credit scenes that they're going to go for another hour at least. I think an hour and 40 minutes is probably too short. I think unless they're banking on the fact that we kind of already have an idea of who everyone is, it also leads me to question where the whole origin of Harley Quinn comes from.
Yep.
If that seems to be what they're showing so much of in like in the previews that we've seen, in the trailers that we've seen. Yeah, I don't know. Hour and 40?
Yeah,
could be pushing
it's
it.
going to be pretty close. It's just going to be ball to the walls action then.
Well, that's good. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but like, does that mean we're going to transition from this is like such and such, and now you guys are the Suicide Squad?
We're in a big battle to the death.
We're in a big battle to the death.
Yeah,
and
yeah, that's right.
Doesn't that sound exactly like Fantastic Four?
I
It
was
does.
just thinking that.
Yes, exactly
Yeah.
like
I hated
Fantastic
that
Four.
movie
Thank
because
you.
of that.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
got our number one spot last week for being shittest movie ever fucking made.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
4. Shittest movie. Look. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
Look, for me, that's too short.
Yeah, it's a bit of a concern for me, but I'm not going to say it's shit without seeing it.
Well, and I don't think with anything that's come out so far, you could really say it's shit. But an hour and 40 minutes, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty short for a superhero movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're averaging 2 to 3 hours these days.
Well, 3 hours is too long.
yeah,
Let me
That's
tell you.
Lord of the Rings stuff. There,
That is Lord of
so-
the Rings stuff. That's like 700 endings worth, where you get to
Yeah.
the point where you think it's done, and then it's like, oh, no, they're still talking.
yeah,
Oh, no, they're still talking. That sort of thing.
yeah.
But yeah, like, because how many characters are in the Suicide Squad? 7.
Yeah, 7, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Plus everyone else.
yeah. There's Steve,
There's
the hot
Joe.
dog guy.
Yeah. Well, you got Amanda Waller, you got the Joker, you got Batman even showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Anyway, we will see. We will pass judgment in August.
August.
Yeah.
August 8th,
Excellent.
I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The 8th?
Maybe. Don't quote me.
No, you hold to it.
No, that's it.
You-
Let me tell you something about this show, Amy. We take our dates seriously. I have never once screwed up a date in my life. Anyway,
Debatable.
we have some Power Rangers news. Bryan Cranston, the great Bryan Cranston, has been cast as Zordon in Power Rangers. What do you think about that, you guys?
I'm going to go see it just to see him.
Yep.
Well,
I
me
would
too
reckon
now.
that.
Yeah.
I wasn't overly excited. My Power Ranger days are kind of behind me.
Like the Mighty Morphin, like the original
The
series.
original, yeah, the original series, like I watched in my 30s. No, but I've pushed. I've kind of gone past Power Rangers, but it's shaping up to actually look good. Like I will go back.
Yeah.
It's just I guess I never really followed it after the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And so what I remember of it was terribly cheesy, all that sort of stuff. And I know that's kind of what it was designed for, kids and all that. But this movie's starting to look good.
I had a look on Netflix the other day,
Yeah.
and I saw on there they have about 20 different series of Power Rangers.
20.
Really?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And it's been running for, what, is that 15 years now or something?
No, it'd have to be longer than that.
Way longer.
Way
I watched it
longer?
when I was like young.
Young?
Yeah.
Young.
Okay, let's we'll say 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there has to be about 20 different versions on Netflix.
Easy mid 90s.
Yeah?
Yeah, it'd have to
Damn.
be. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
It is.
It's not that I didn't know there was a lot out there. I've just never really sort of followed it.
Yeah, it's not your thing.
It's not really my thing. Bryan Cranston, though, is my thing.
Yes.
He's my jam.
He is my jam and my marmalade.
Oh, he's both.
He's both.
Still think he should have been cast as Lex Luthor.
Still can be.
Still can be Lex Luthor's dad.
Senior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Luthor,
Mr.
as he
Luthor.
prefers to be called.
Yes.
But yeah.
We'll
Not
see.
so. Not so.
I'll take this as a runner-up prize, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's going to bring us to the weekly wrap, the segment where we wrap up all the week's TV action, starting off this week with Preacher, Monster Swamp. Jesse gets more confident with his powers, Tulip meets Cassidy, and Odin Quincannon finds God.
Doesn't he?
He does.
Or does he? Who knows? We'll find out soon
Won't
on
we?
this episode of Comic Confidential. So, Amy, what did you think of the show?
Oh shit.
Look, we've already. Amy is not quite up to date with the with Preacher.
I dropped the ball.
She dropped the ball.
She had one job.
She had one job to do. She didn't do it.
She didn't want to watch Outcast because it's too scary. She said she'll wear her pants.
Yeah, well, the previews were pretty, like, they were scary enough. I was done.
Yeah, okay. Well, so let me talk about it. Shall I?
Yeah.
It was another pretty good, like a pretty good episode overall. A couple of things I want to mention in particular, though. I did like the cold open, and I do like what they're doing with the cold opens for the show. So this one in particular was a kind of like almost like a horror movie type of thing.
Yeah.
Where they're kind of, like I genuinely thought these prostitute women were being chased to their deaths.
Yes, so did I.
Turns out it wasn't. It was just a bit of fun, a little bit of a paintball game. But what it does show is it shows how well this show in particular, what are we, 4 episodes in?
Yes.
Yeah, 4 episodes in, balances kind of comedy and horror fairly well. Because it does get quite violent, quite nasty at times. But it seems to balance it pretty well.
It does. And even though, it is would you call it a horror show?
Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I would. Yeah, but like a black comedy.
Yes,
is how I would actually categorize it.
Yeah, that's actually a really good way of doing it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, it's quite good the way that they open that scene up. You're thinking, oh my god, these girls are in trouble. All turns out to be a bit of a game.
Bit of fun.
With that ragtag crew that Tulip hangs out with.
Yeah, Quincannon, Meat, and Power, I think it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that. That's his whole crew. And then obviously that one chick dies.
Yeah, and what I thought was interesting about that is everyone just laughed it off.
Yes.
It was like, that's a dead girl.
Yeah.
And you can see Tulip was actually quite affected by it.
Yeah, so this is obviously a situation where it's kind of, I guess it kind of shows us how Anvil plays out as a town where, tragedy can happen, but people don't really care. Is anyone actually invested in anyone else
in
this place, or are they all out to sort of, to try to get something from someone else?
That's it.
I thought Odin Quincannon's speech was hilarious. I think it was all 2 lines. So it's just like basically just puts his box down, gets up, and it's like, oh, you boys better stop your roughhousing, and you girls better, like whatever he says.
Yeah.
And that's it. But I thought that was good.
And everyone's like, all right.
Yeah. And everyone's just like, okay. And then, the chief is just like,
you heard the man.
The sheriff is like, you heard the man. Everyone go home. Tulip's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But I think, but it's subtly good writing. And I think it plays well into the character of Odin Quincannon, which we're slowly starting to find more out about. And that brings up my next point, which is actually a problem that I'm starting to have with the show, is that it's what you would call a very, very slow burn plot. It's dragging it.
Yeah. And this, we touched on this last week, I guess, in a way that there's too many chefs in the kitchen, really, for this.
Like too many characters they're trying to introduce.
Yeah,
do you think?
yeah. Too many antagonists, really.
Yeah.
So,
well, I guess you're right in the sense that we haven't really narrowed down like who's going to be the main antagonist.
Yeah, exactly.
We know that it's going to focus on Jesse, Tulip, and Cassidy. We know that that's fine. Each episode brings in a new character.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Which it's kind of like that's fine, but I think it's time we need to move forward. And I think Cassidy made a comment in regards to like we need to have a road trip sort of thing. Basically, like he was trying to warn him.
You need to get out of here.
You need to get out of here. We need to hit the road, and that's what the comic is actually about. Really, it's basically a road trip. And they go to different destinations and they just fuck shit up, and it's great. And the dynamic between the 3 is great. I think possibly that's where we'll lead to by the end of the season.
Yeah, well, from what I heard, this first season is almost like a prequel to the comics.
Right.
In the sense that, nothing's really following how the comics go because it hasn't reached that point yet.
Yeah, okay.
And I haven't read the comics, but you tell me, is that going down the right track?
It seems to be.
Yeah.
Obviously, like they're taking liberty with the comics, and that's fine. Like they're changing the plot as they go. Introducing people in different ways that they would actually have been introduced in the comics a little bit later, some earlier, all that sort of stuff, and that's actually fine. Because I do believe from what I've seen so far, even if I hadn't read the comics, you can tell it's building towards something, and I think it's going to build towards a to effectively the destruction of the town, and that's where these guys are going to have to take off and go. Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Some of the characters though, Julep, I've said not nice things about.
Yes.
But she is slowly starting to grow on me.
Yeah, I was going to say this was a better episode of her because she wasn't a fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
Except she did do a stupid thing in the episode.
Well, she did do a stupid thing, but it allowed her to.
It brought out the humility in her.
It did.
Yeah.
But it also gave us the introduction of her to Cassidy, and it gave it in a pretty sort of funny way.
Yeah.
So she's basically found out that he's a vampire now, I guess.
You would presume so. Or
Yeah.
maybe she just thinks he's messed up.
Yeah, well, how messed up do you need to be to have like a big load of glass sticking out of your neck?
Yeah, and then you sneak
you
away
just-
and you're drinking.
Yeah, you're just drinking bags
vials
of blood. Yeah, you'd have to be.
That's vampire. Pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what you'd say, right?
Yep.
From the outside looking in, you go vampire, and then you'd look for the nearest clove of garlic,
If that works.
if that works, if that's a thing.
Actually, in this episode, did I see he got burnt by the sun?
Well, see, this is a problem that I have with the show so far, is that they kind of take. It's one of those things, how we always talk about Arrow.
Yeah.
And we always talk about how there is no consistency in the fight scene. So such and such can fight this person and beat them, and then
Yeah.
next minute they're fighting like someone
So
of a lesser
true.
person and they're getting their ass kicked and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So the consistency with the fight scenes is terrible. The consistency here with his affliction to the sun seems to be, like he can walk past a window
Yeah.
like with no worries, but does it have to be direct sunlight? Because they've never really said, but he can basically put like a rice farmer hat on and like a sheet,
And he's right.
and he's fine.
Yeah,
So-
maybe it has to be direct. It can't pass through anything or
Yeah.
something like that. But we've seen him out in the sun before.
Well, yes, but he's always been covered in some sort of way.
Well, no, because when he fell out of the plane, he was in the sun.
Umbrella.
Did he have an umbrella over
But
him?
yes, but when he actually landed in and when you saw him sort of splattered all over the ground, there was
Yeah.
a tree over the top of him.
Oh, see,
Now-
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, see, now you would assume then that the cow that he also pulled in to eat, he would have like covered himself with the cow as well.
Yeah.
But
That's
how
'cause
much
that's what I'd
protection
do.
Is a window going to give you from
Well,
the sun?
yeah, see, that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, is it enough really to stop what is effectively a 119-year-old vampire from getting burnt?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Hmm.
I can't even sleep if there's like the tiniest bit of sun coming through my window. So let alone
In
not-
breaking news, Troy is a vampire.
Yes. Secret's out.
Yeah.
I am.
Damn.
I'm 182 years old.
Oh, so old.
Young.
Yeah, that's why I
180.
remember the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yes.
So well. What else happened? So I guess we learn a little bit more about the Angels and what they're up to.
Yeah.
So they're kind of, they obviously want the entity back. They're the reason why it escaped in the first place.
Yes, it seems they dropped the ball.
They've
snuck out of, I'm doing air quotes, heaven.
Yeah.
To
Well, they've said they're from heaven, so you can say heaven.
Okay, yeah. Well, they've snuck out from heaven to fix their fuck up.
Yeah. And they seem to be operating outside of heaven's commands.
Yeah, their jurisdiction? Is that a thing? Jurisdiction from...
Jurisdiction, buddy.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
I
the
can,
jurisdiction.
yeah, I can say great words.
Yeah. You're the best. But now I want to, big spoilers here.
You're going to wreck it, you bloody
I'm going to wreck it.
dickhead.
I'm going to wreck it for everyone.
I'm gonna wreck it.
Look, it's not 100% the way it's going to go, but this is how I think it's going to go. And I guess having read the comics, it gives me a little bit of a
Bit of smugness, you
bit of
prick.
smugness, yeah, that like I'm actually better than you,
Yeah.
because I have read the comics. But look, this whole thing, so this, the phone call they get at the end and all that sort of stuff. So this is where I think this is gonna go. So this is going to lead to God leaving heaven, because he's going to find out that the entity has escaped. He understands how powerful it is, and basically he's just going to go, nah, you know what, I'm done. And he's going to bail, and he's going to come to Earth as he does in the comics. And that's what sets out Jesse to effectively go on his road trip to find God.
Oh, right.
As we know.
How would that even work?
You just, I guess, Google, Facebook searches. Is that a thing? Just try to, you can stalk people fairly easily on the internet. I've heard.
Yeah.
So maybe
GPS tracker. in his
GPS
phone.
tracker. Yeah, exactly. Find my iPhone.
Find my God.
Yeah, find my God. It'll also lead to the Saint of Killers being released in order to stop Jesse. I just don't know how long it's going to take to get there. And I think Odin Quincannon serving God as he was, effectively forced to do by Jesse towards the end of the episode, that's going to lead to, it's going to be taken way out of context, and that's going to lead to the whole destruction of Anvil, because he's going to take it way too literally.
Yes, he will.
And he's going to go Old Testament God.
Yep.
Guarantee it.
Yeah, definitely. He's going to fuck some shit up.
He is. And don't forget, we've still got Her Star and the Grail to turn up at some point as well. So, while it might be moving slow and it might be having some drag issues, as I'll call it, I still see a lot of hope and a lot of light. And I'm going to keep watching. I love the show.
Yeah, no, it's great. I'm really enjoying it.
Cool.
What do you rate it?
3.75 out of 5. To be specific.
Yeah.
3.77654.
Right.
Out of 5.
There you go.
Yeah, like I said, a little bit slow moving. Still see the promise. What about you?
I'm going to give it 3.5.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just, it's keeping me hanging on.
Cool.
It's intriguing. I'm liking it.
Amy, out of everything that you've heard from the episode so far, how would you rate it?
I would agree with both. I'm just going to go in between. Well, it's really hard to go between 3.5 and 3.75.
Yeah.
3.6.
3.6.
3.6.
Excellent. You heard it first here.
And that's going to take... Oh, wait. Preacher returns next week with South Will Rise Again.
Yes, it will next week on Sunday.
And that's going to take us to Outcast All Alone now.
Yeah, so Kyle and the Reverend take on a strange... the Reverend?
Is
the
that Reverend?
The Reverend, yeah. Kyle and the Reverend take on a strange new case of possession. Megan and Mark get some side story action, and Brent Spiner shaves. It was amazing.
Oh, what a
best
scene.
Best scene of the whole show. Oh. Look, for me... And I know you disagree a little bit, like we're going to disagree the other way this time. For me, this show still has a lot of promise, and I'm still very much into it. But it has, like, from episode 1 to, like, episode 3, it has dipped in quality for me.
You're joking, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I seriously, I didn't get into this as much as I have done.
It's...
In the last couple of weeks.
It's because you're a bloody dickhead, mate.
Well, maybe. But, so for me, right, it's the pacing. And I know you said that last week.
Yeah.
But I guess I didn't really notice it until this episode. And this episode in particular, because they introduced some people from the comics, the buddy cops, Luke Masters and Blake Morrow. Just had to look at my notes there. But they introduced them, and their storyline is pretty cool, but I just didn't get it. Like, I didn't really feel it.
Really?
You tell me. What did you think?
Well, okay, I'm going to jump all over this episode.
Sure.
Yeah, I thought it was good. This episode was completely different from everything else that we've seen this season. What was this, episode 3?
Yes.
Yeah, those first 2 episodes were almost the same thing.
Yeah.
The same story. They go in, they see a demon, they exile it. If this thing is a demon.
Yeah. We still haven't fully figured out what it is.
Yeah, we still don't know what this is. We'll call it the darkness for now, hey?
Yeah,
yeah.
the darkness.
Because that's what it looks... The dankness.
Yeah, so the dankness attacks. Yeah,
the dankness attacks. And, the first episode and the second episode are basically the same thing. We get Kyle and the Reverend going to go see them, exiling whatever's in them.
Yeah.
And kind of curing the dankness.
Curing them.
in
bunny ears. Okay, I get that. And so I guess what you're trying to say is, it's kind of like a kind of like a freak of the week and it's only been 2 weeks.
Yeah,
but is that kind of what you mean?
Yeah, this episode was a bit like a freak of the week, but it showed that they can't fix every problem that they come along when they get to this dankness.
Yeah. So dank isn't expelled necessarily through just physical violence.
That's right.
Or bodily fluids like it has been in the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, and that's refreshing to see because that was starting to get very fucking boring for me.
Yeah, no, that's fair. What troubles me is that through the whole episode, so through the whole sort of when the Reverend and Kyle were with Blake Morrow in the jail basement, whatever.
Yeah, that was actually a really weird situation to be put into.
Yeah, I thought it would have probably just been a room. Maybe they had to like bring him to somewhere else so there weren't any cameras.
Yeah.
Like who knows like why they actually did it. But the whole time it's kind of like, I want answers. I'll give you answers. I want answers. I'll give you answers. Bash, 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 bash. I want answers. Oh, I'll totally give them to you. You've just got to do this. And it's like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, I want fucking answers too, kid. Like, I want to know where this is going. Because, what is an outcast has been asked 3 episodes in a row when we are no closer to finding out what an outcast actually is or what it means to be an outcast.
Yeah.
Other than, you didn't have any friends when you were growing up. Well, fucking none of us did.
Yeah.
But we don't have some
especially Troy because he watched the Power Rangers.
Yeah, exactly. And dressed up in my pink Power Rangers suit.
Yeah.
But I don't have no dank demon inside of me that is like, yet.
Yeah.
But do you understand what I'm saying? Like they haven't answered any questions. Kyle is no closer to understanding anything, and neither are we.
No.
I just want a little bit. Just give me a bit.
Just a bit?
Just what the fuck is an outcast? Just tell me that. I still like the show. It sounds like I don't, but I do. But I just want some answers, and I don't want it to drag out for an entire season. I'm starting to worry because the comic itself is only 19 issues in.
Yeah.
So, and we're already probably within the first 4 to 6 issues, maybe.
Yeah, right.
From
So
what I can remember.
They're going to start running out of source material.
Well, that's I don't want this to be like a scenario where they're just making shit up as they go along.
Yeah.
Not to say that Robert Kirkman also wouldn't have his comics laid out like as to how he wants that story to go, but is he just going to start making shit up? Like, I hope he's got a plan.
You would think so.
Yeah.
You would think so.
Right?
Right?
Right, you guys?
Okay, so what'd you think about the humor in this episode? Because I think that's what I enjoyed more about this episode is that we actually got to see a bit of personality from the dankness.
Yes.
Which is good.
Yeah, no, that was good. And you're right in the sense that it's a different sort of dank, in the sense that, it's not something that can be easily dispelled or anything like that. This one actually has a personality, and it's kind of like, fuck you, I'm staying.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly it.
Stick it to the man.
Yeah, stick it to the man. You go, demon. But it's kind of and it's even when Kyle actually does get some bodily fluids into this demon, he's kind of like, yeah, look, you've got to see it. Yeah, it's the weirdest shit. It's like, oh, blood hurts it. Oh, my tears hurt it. What else? Yeah, well,
what else is there?
Use your imagination. But it's kind of like, give me more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wanted it. It was embracing the hurt.
Yeah,
which is good.
yeah. And the thing that was interesting is that his touch hurt the dank.
Yeah.
Did he lick his hand before he touched it?
He might have. Might have done
Just
it off
in
camera.
the
Yeah.
vaccine.
Yeah, just like. But yeah, look.
And that's what seemed to affect him the most.
Yeah, just the touch. Yeah,
Just the touch.
Look, it is interesting, and I think there is another episode that is out today, which we will watch and review next week. Apparently, there's a lot more action as well, but I just hope it starts to build to like some sort of story that I understand, because the side stories are almost pointless so far.
Yeah, I was going to say the side story of Kyle's sister
Well,
was kind of like meh.
Megan. It took me 3 episodes, but figured out what her name is.
Yeah,
Her
right.
name is Megan.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, she sounds shit anyway.
Yeah,
no.
Megan.
She's pretty. I'll give her that. That's about all she's got
Yeah.
going for her. The side story's crap. Her boyfriend's
Well-
the prick from The Office. Early episodes.
Yep. Mark
I'm
is his
intrigued.
name in the show. So they both had some side story action. Didn't really lead to anything substantial. Comic readers will be familiar with her relationship with the guy that she was kind of stalking, Donnie, and that'll obviously come out a little bit later down the track. But
Meh.
Yeah.
It's just a bit meh.
Meh.
Yeah.
And Brent Spiner, who looks to be the main like antagonist in the show,
Yes.
did nothing. He literally shaved, put on a fucking hat,
And
coughed up some dank,
yeah, a little bit of dank.
wiped it up with his hank, and then got
You've
another
been
hank.
waiting all episode
Oh, yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
But that's it. And potentially, he has killed Kyle's neighbor, the lovely old black guy whose name I can't remember.
Yeah.
Steve. Yeah.
Steven.
Neighbor Steve.
Remember you
but,
forever.
But, doesn't do anything. Like, so what's the point of bringing it in?
Yeah.
Just to show that he's still there? Like, we know he's still there. Either make it interesting or don't do it.
Yes. Well,
Anyway.
It sounds like you're coming down to my level on this show.
Look, and I don't want it to come across like I'm not enjoying it. But it's very similar to Preacher in the sense that it's just like it's such a slow burn.
Yeah.
But it's almost getting painfully slow burn.
Yes, and that's those first 2 episodes for me.
Yeah.
It's good to see that the Reverend is. It almost seems like he's going to start questioning his faith.
Yeah.
The dankness made him almost confess it.
Yeah.
Which is good. He of course is walking out of the prison saying, "I had that."
Yeah,
that's
never
bullshit."
had me.
Yeah.
Never had me once, bro.
Yeah,
I almost dropped that dude.
Yeah, 1v1,
I'll
I'll fuck him up. But I thought that was good
Cool.
because he has been very one-dimensional for me.
Yeah, I like the character of Reverend Anderson.
You would.
So far. Rating?
Rating, I'm going to give this a 3.75.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Bringing
I think
out the big gun.
that might be my highest rating.
That's
for
a
this.
dank score.
Yeah.
3.25
Right.
for me. I had a little bit more hope when I realized they were introducing the whole Luke Masters and his partner side story.
Yep.
But it just didn't really eventuate to anything for me. Overall, a little bit slow. Some glimpses of brilliance. But, let's see what happens.
Yeah. Any highlights out of these 2 episodes? Any scenes of the week?
My scene of the week for both shows would actually be Cassidy from Preacher when he's trying to explain to Jesse that people are coming for him.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you can barely understand a word that he's saying.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That accent was really, really thick.
Yeah, and it's just and the explanation gets worse and worse as it goes along.
Yeah.
Jesse's like, is that like a pipe apple? And he's like, yes,
Yeah.
but that's not what this is about. It's like, what are you smoking? It's like roof installation, but that's not what this is about. So that sort of thing, yeah, like that to me was cool. That was really well done, and I still love that character, and I hope they do more with him.
Okay.
How about yourself?
My scene actually came from Outcast.
Oh,
Yeah, when the cop was choking his partner.
oh yeah,
Yeah, suffocating him. And old mate's almost dead there. Lets him go. Pussy.
yeah.
I thought it was hilarious. Cracked me up.
Hilarious.
Hilarious. Yes.
Almost smothering the partner of 7 years,
Yes.
who just killed your wife. Hilarious.
Well, a good use of dark humor.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It was good.
Outcast returns next week with A Wrath Unseen.
Yes. Okay, so this week we are doing our Marvel vs. DC Volume 2 episode. So Cade, myself, and Amy are going to break down the 3 most popular Marvel vs. DC matchups as voted by you on Twitter.
On the tweets.
On the tweets. Each of us will have an individual battle, which we'll dissect as we go, and then we'll discuss it as a group. Who do we think will win? We also asked for some,
Wildcard entries?
Yeah, we asked for a wildcard entry. So we'll have a 4th round, which we'll just openly discuss.
Yeah.
But we got you guys to vote on Twitter as well into each individual one to see who you thought would win each individual battle.
Yeah.
Right? So let's get started. Cade's going to go first with round 1.
Yes, I've got Doctor Strange versus Doctor Fate. Now, what were the stats on this one here, Troy?
Doctor Strange versus Doctor Fate, 53% to Doctor Strange, 47% to Doctor Fate. We did have a last-minute entry after the buzzer.
Does that count?
It does count.
Oh.
Counting
After
it
the buzzer.
after the buzzer, but I'm counting it. It was already in the air when the buzzer hit, so it's like it lands.
Yeah, but was it out of the hands?
It was out of the hands.
Okay.
Yeah. So that would make it an actual even 50% Doctor Strange, Doctor Fate.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn.
So break it down, big man.
All right. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a backstory because these are some quite intricate characters.
Yes,
Yeah,
very much so.
I'm going to start with Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange was a brilliant but egotistical surgeon. After a car accident, his hands are basically all fucked up. He searches the globe for a way to repair them and encounters the Ancient One. And after becoming one of the old Sorcerer Supreme students, he becomes a practitioner of both mystical arts as well as martial arts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a fact not many people knew.
Yeah.
Guy can fight.
I did not. So
Yeah,
there you go.
there you go.
Stephen Strange can throw down.
He can throw down.
Damn.
Along with knowing many powerful spells, he also has a costume with 2 mystical objects, the Cloak of Levitation and the Eye of Agamotto, that gives him added powers. Strange is also aided by his friend and valet Wong and a large assortment of mystical objects. He takes up residence in a mansion called the Sanctum Sanctorum, located in New York City, and later takes the title of Sorcerer Supreme.
Yes.
Now, Doctor Strange is one of the most powerful sorcerers in existence, but like most sorcerers, he draws his power from 3 primary sources: the evocation of power, mystical entities or objects,
Yep.
the manipulation of the universe's ambient magical energy.
Yes, I'm familiar with that one.
Yes, everyone should be. And his own psychic resources.
Yes.
Yeah, so he has a few little places he can tap into, which is quite interesting. His abilities are energy projection and manipulation, matter transformation, animation of just objects. He can move objects.
Inanimate?
Inanimate.
Yeah,
Yep,
there you
that's-
go. Oh, my tongue is working fantastic today.
Isn't it?
My goodness. He's got teleportation. He can create illusions, mesmeration, thought projection, astral projection, dimensional travel, time travel, and mental possession, just to name a few. However, his full range of powers is not known.
Indeed.
Mysterious.
Now, his weaknesses are he can basically get punched in the face.
Okay.
Anime.
Yeah, that's it. You know,
He'd have a spell against that, surely.
Yeah,
Out of all the
It's called-
spells he's got.
It's called Don't Punch Me in the Face.
anti punch spell.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
a spray. Just spray his face with anti-punch.
But basically he's human after all.
Yeah.
So there's nothing extra special about him apart from all the magic.
Yeah,
that
all
he
the,
has.
all
All
the
the stuff
magic
you
in the
just
world.
listed.
Yeah.
But in the end, he is a man.
Yep.
So that's his little background there.
Yep.
Dr. Fate's backstory. Now, as everything in the DC universe, there's about 20 fucking different versions of everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am going with the original Dr. Fate,
Yep.
a.k.a. Kent Nelson.
Yes. The best.
The best.
The best one.
I had to
The
choose the best
best.
one. Now, Kent Nelson was the son of archaeologist Sven Nelson, and in around the year of 1920, the two of them were exploring the Valley of Ur in Mesopotamia.
Mesopotamia.
There you go. Troy's got me covered there.
All right.
When they discovered an underground pyramid, it contained Naboo, an ancient immortal from the planet Sicilia, who have been held in suspended animation for thousands of years.
Ooh.
Kent realized this and released him, but later he actually activated the lever that accidentally unleashed the poison gas that killed his father.
Oh.
Ooh.
Good one, Kent.
Yeah, way to go, mate.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was later be revealed that Naboo engineered that to gain a new host.
Ah, sneaky.
Shit, Naboo.
And because of this, Naboo felt pretty fucking lousy
Yeah.
and decided to teach young Kent the secrets of the universe, giving him incredible powers through total molecular control and taking his grief away from him.
Yep.
So it's like, oh, that didn't actually happen.
Yeah. Remember your dad?
Yeah.
Now you don't.
Bam.
Just
Bam.
kind of deleted from him.
Yep.
Yeah. He would later serve as the agent of Lords of Order in their never-ending battle against the Lords of Chaos. And having finished his training, Naboo gave him an amulet, a cloak, and a helmet to become the champion of good as Dr. Fate.
He got a sweet ass helmet.
He did. That helmet is bad as fuck.
I want that helmet.
Yeah, it's good. You know, he also has a half version of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, even more practical.
It's like an open face helmet.
Yeah.
Like that you'd use on your bike.
Yeah, that's it. It's so good. And he would go on as Dr. Fate, just saving people and shit.
Yeah.
Now, his abilities man, the list is as long as my fucking arm.
Yeah.
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 Now, I'm probably going to get a lot of this wrong.
Fantastic. That's great.
I'm going to say it wrong today. But yeah. So, he has magic, of course. That's his main thing. That's
Nailed
his
it.
thing.
You nailed it,
Got
buddy.
that
I don't know
one
what you were
correct.
worried about.
Yeah. So he has magic sense. He can feel the presence of magic in his surroundings.
Yep.
He has awareness. He can be tuned into the cosmos and feel incoming mystical events.
Yep.
Astral projection, chronokinesis, dimensional travel, divination, Edric blast, energy construct. Not too sure what that one might be. Might just make balls of energy.
Yeah, like energy manipulation.
Yeah,
It's a
probably.
similar sort of thing to
Yeah.
Doctor Strange.
Energy resistance. He can create flames with his spells. He has a force field. One of these fields actually withstood attacks from Aquarius during a full week.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's not bad.
That's a long time.
He has healing, illusion casting, invisibility, magnetic manipulation,
Yeah.
hypnosis, molecular reconstruction. So he can fucking just
Be a
build.
boss.
Yeah, basically. He can phase through things. He has resurrection, telepathy, teleportation, and divine empowerment.
Cool.
That's quite good.
Well,
That is good.
Yeah.
And you did a real good job. Just
You nailed it.
Oh,
All the
kudos.
pronunciation was spot on.
But I'm not done.
Oh.
So with his divine empowerment, Naboo knows the true name of Ra and can use his divine power to increase his own magic.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's quite good.
That's good.
Just to put it into perspective, Dr. Fate could make Superman immune to magic if he wanted to.
Yeah.
And now this is the game changer for me, in my opinion.
Okay.
He has no emotions
Right.
when he has
so
the
he
helmet
don't
on.
give a fuck.
Now, is that because my understanding is that Kent Nelson can actually be controlled
Yes.
by Naboo completely?
Yes. So basically, it possesses him.
Yeah.
And if you leave the helmet on too long, it can really take over you completely.
Yeah.
However, he
And
can
mess up your hair.
and mess up
Yeah,
your hair. You
helmet
get
hair.
helmet hair. Now he can also Kent Nelson also has these powers without the helmet. They're just not as powerful now.
Yep.
So without the helmet, he still has immortality. He's still invulnerable, and he still has telekinesis.
Yep.
So and not only that, he also has flight and enhanced strength without the helmet.
Yeah.
Now his weaknesses are, of course, without his helmet, his powers are reduced.
Yep.
His invulnerability does not protect him against gas attacks,
Okay.
which is
Ooh,
a
I'd
bit
be
weird.
real good against him then.
Gut gas.
And
Yes.
after long battles or casting basically just casting really really powerful spells,
Yeah.
he can get tired.
Right.
So,
Understandable.
So he doesn't have stamina.
He has stamina,
Just not superhuman stamina.
not superhuman stamina, but he can hold up a force field for over a week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, true.
So-
That's a fair bit of time.
Yeah,
I
it
feel
depends.
like I couldn't do that.
Yeah,
so.
it just depends how long you gauge what's long.
How long is a piece of string?
Yeah, exactly. And an interesting one is he's unable to counteract spells once they've already been cast.
Yes. That is true.
Yeah.
Game
So-
changer?
Is it?
Is it? Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay, so if they were just walking down the street and, Dr. Fate was just throwing Doctor Strange some shade from across the
Yes.
street,
Like, yo,
what's with
telling
that
your
cape?
mama
Like my
jokes.
capes. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Telling your mama jokes, making fun of his red cape. How does it go?
All right, here it goes. As for the fight, I see Dr. Fate being on top the whole time.
Really?
Yeah, the whole
The
time.
whole time?
Yeah, as powerful as Doctor Strange is, Dr. Fate will just always know what he's going to cast.
Yeah.
Always.
Okay.
Always.
So that's your final answer?
Yeah. But I'm going to tell you how it's going to go down.
Okay.
He can sense what's going to be going on. He's tuned into the cosmos and feels incoming mystical attacks. And even though if a spell has been casted and he can't reverse it, he can do everything in his power to deter it.
Yep.
So he will have an anti-spell to maybe deflect whatever's being thrown at him.
Yep.
So you basically know everything. You know how everything can be kind of stopped.
Yeah, but I feel like you're playing down the powers of Doctor Strange, though.
Oh, of course I am.
But he is the most powerful sorcerer in the Marvel universe. Does that not mean a thing?
Well, it doesn't, because the DC
nothing but a
magic's been
thing.
proven to be much greater.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah, it is. It is a thing.
That's
Here
a
we
legitimate
go.
thing.
Yeah, it
There
is.
was a scale,
Yeah.
a magic scale.
0 to 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, real quick.
Real quick.
Ultimately, I think Dr. Fate would just transport them to another dimension where Strange has very limited power to tap into. Keep them both within his own force field, so Strange can't exit it to, retrieve power from another dimension or anything like that.
Yep.
And with his other abilities of superhuman strength and basically everything else, I think Dr. Fate has his hands down.
Really? Interesting.
I think he'll just overpower him.
Yeah, okay.
Basically.
Okay. I don't disagree with the outcome.
Yeah.
I do agree with the outcome. I think if it comes down to Doctor Strange, so Stephen Strange versus Kent Nelson, I think Stephen Strange wins every time.
Yes.
I think if you then, unfortunately, when you add in the power of the helmet,
yes, of course,
and the abilities that he does gain from Naboo, because I think both are very, very similar. And they are technically rip-offs of one another or whatever. But they're both very, very similar in their power set and their skill level and all that sort of stuff. What I think it comes down to is experience. Yeah. And with the helmet, obviously he's going to have a lot more experience being able to channel, the basically the what's the word I'm looking for? He's going to be able to have more experience by channeling Naboo. Who has been a sorcerer for thousands and thousands of years. Infinite wisdom. Thank you. So if it's like I said, if it's Stephen Strange, Kent Nelson, Stephen Strange every day. Yeah. Doctor Strange versus Doctor Fate with the helmet. Doctor Fate for sure. Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
Agree.
Fantastic.
Round 1 to DC.
Bam.
There you go.
All right, and that's going to bring us to round 2, which is me. Lucky me.
Lucky you.
Lucky me. So I've been tasked this week with Iron Man versus Lex Luthor. So very interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah. What were the stats on this one?
Well, the stats were 60% to Iron Man.
What?
40% to Lex Luthor.
All right, good.
That's the internet.
I can deal with
That's the
this.
internet. All right.
So I guess most people will know the backstory for both of these guys. So Iron Man, classic. Everybody will know him from the Avengers.
Yep.
Big suit. Tony Stark, super, super smart.
Yep. Goatee.
Yep. Likes a little bit of the alcohol.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Going up against Lex Luthor, who we know as the arch enemy of Superman.
Correct.
And is he also one of the smartest people in the DC universe?
Yes, I think they're ripping off never happens. So
yeah,
Tony Stark, super, super smart. Lex Luthor, also super, super smart. One would even say geniuses.
Oh, dead set geniuses.
For sure.
I think Tony Stark is within the top 3 smartest men in the Marvel Universe. I do think Lex Luthor is up there.
Really?
If he might be number 1.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Let us know. If there's anyone else you think is smarter than Lex Luthor in the DC Universe, let us know.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess in the Marvel Universe, there are other smarties in there.
Oh, there are some smarties.
There are some smarties.
There is.
But anyway, so yeah, I guess a little bit of backstory on both. Iron Man, obviously, is the adopted son.
He is.
What's his dad's name?
Yep. Howard Stark. Jesus Christ.
That's it. Anyway, so yeah, adopted son of Howard Stark, who obviously owns the biggest, probably, industry in the Marvel universe.
Yep.
I'd
Stark
agree with
Industries,
that.
Stark Industries. All right, everyone's in agreement.
Yep.
And then we've got Lex Luthor, who also similarly owns his own very, very big company. And sort of sees, I guess I see Lex Luthor as being a little bit delusional in the fact that he thinks Superman needs to be gone.
Yeah, right. So you think he's got that, just a little bit of crazy on him?
Yeah, a little bit of crazy.
Yeah, okay.
A little bit of crazy. His reasons actually make some sort of sense.
I guess if an alien was here trying to do shit, I'd also be a little bit...
You'd be like, and his whole thing was that it's, if we turn our reliance so much onto this being, then we as a human race will become weak.
Yeah. And I guess he doesn't like to be weak.
He doesn't like to be weak.
So I guess that's probably all the backstory I'm going to go in.
Yeah, well, you don't really need too much more.
Not with those two. If you don't know the backstory of those two, you need to bloody check yourself.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, check yourself before you wreck yourself.
All right, so ultimately, I agree with the stats, and I'm going to go with Iron Man as the winner in this one.
Really?
Yeah. 100%.
Why?
Why?
His look.
Pull your bloody paper
Oh, yeah,
notes
yeah.
out.
Actual paper in the
well,
studio.
look, we've had some technical
Never
issues.
before seen.
Had some technical issues. So both of them have very similar strengths and weaknesses.
Yep.
Let's just say it that way. I guess the main reasoning I'm going with Iron Man is I feel like Lex Luthor's... Oh, sorry. We're going with him in his war suit.
Of course.
Yes.
In his war-
Yep.
So even playing field there.
Yes.
Well, even.
Even. Yeah.
Yeah, Lex Luthor, his suit is so tailored to fighting and battling Superman.
Yes. There are
Kryptonite everywhere.
kryptonite everything. His axe
Exactly.
is friggin' kryptonite.
Yeah.
About 5,000 different types of kryptonite
Yep.
energy beams.
Yep. The technical term, the scientific term.
Exactly. And I just feel like it's a little bit too narrow in terms of knowing Tony Stark, he's so adaptive.
Yep.
Yep.
So adaptive to everything. He's also got Jarvis, I
Yes.
guess. So it's not just Tony Stark that you're battling, it's also what
His
he's
AI.
created, his
Yeah.
AI Jarvis, who does a lot of shit for Tony because sometimes he drops the ball.
Yes, he does.
And
most
I guess,
definitely.
Yeah. It was very hard because they're very similar, like I said.
Yep.
And but yeah, I've gone with Iron Man and I'm sticking with it. I had some people trying to sway me. But,
Yeah.
Really?
But it didn't go down that
It
way.
was me.
It was.
Were
it was
you?
Kate.
I was only assisting her. I said, don't forget this and this.
Well,
Yeah.
okay
And I
then.
was like, you've stirred the pot now.
So what's your reasoning then? So you're 100% going
I'm
with Iron
100%
Man.
going with Iron Man. Look, it was touch and go because I would think of one thing but ultimately I came back to Iron Man being the victor.
Why would Iron Man outdo? Is it just the fact that he has this?
Okay, so he also I don't know if this is allowed in the fictional.
All right. Okay.
battling
Well, we'll
universe.
see. We'll
You-
see.
you're
There
pulling-
are no rules.
You're pulling a Dennis on us?
Oh God, don't. He's got multiple suits,
Yes.
Yeah.
so he can just use the shit out of all those suits.
He
Yeah.
can. He can. He absolutely can. He has a suit that he can call telepathically.
Exactly.
Which, so if in the event of, anything happening to his
his-
original suit,
yes.
he can call that, and it's actually his most powerful suit.
Yeah.
So 100%, has that adaptability. I agree 100% completely.
Yes.
So what's your beef then?
Yeah.
I had no beef.
He just would like to just dropping.
Yeah,
Oh, just trying to stir the pot.
Yeah,
aren't you?
exactly.
just a little bit. I mean, it really all comes down to what suit Tony Stark wears.
It does.
Because you almost have to think that Lex Luthor's battle suit is a Hulkbuster.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
And it has its limitations, but it's also immensely powerful.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So,
But-
this suit is built to battle Superman, but you also have to keep in mind that he has battled the entire Justice League in this and has, bettered them, on more than one occasion. And you're going up against a huge selection of powers,
Yeah.
so you keep that in mind.
But you're also going up against a huge selection of suits.
Yes.
So,
That's what it
but
came
not
down
only
to.
that, there's as Amy said, the adaptability of Tony Stark. But not only that, he's actually combat tested.
Yeah.
Whereas Lex Luthor doesn't generally like to get his hands dirty.
Yeah.
Tony Stark embraces it, and will find an opportunity to get into a
And
fist fight
always
with something.
goes to the almost death level.
Yeah.
We'll keep fighting.
Happy to just lay it all on the line.
Exactly.
Has gone toe to toe with Captain America before. Yeah, I still stick with Tony Stark. I agree it's close.
It
Don't
is.
get
Yeah,
me wrong.
It is very
I do
close.
agree it's close. I flip flopped a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Right.
But I do believe Tony Stark, Iron Man, too adaptive,
Yeah.
too combat tested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as, and this is weird to say about Tony Stark, but not as arrogant.
Yeah.
As Lex
so both of
Luthor.
them have massive egos.
Massive egos.
Massive.
I think Lex Luthor has the most massive ego.
Yeah.
And it's very much, you're beneath me. I'm in my war suit.
Yeah.
Like I've taken hits from Superman in
Yeah.
this thing. But even in the fights that he has gotten into, like the suit itself can be destroyed. It's not like it's never been destroyed before.
Indestructible.
Yeah, it's not 100% indestructible. I think it's too tailored to Kryptonians. Tony Stark, too many suits, especially the symbiote suit that he has.
Yep.
Too powerful.
Okay.
Wins in the end.
Cool.
I
No
agree.
worries.
Yep.
Round 2 goes to Marvel.
Marvel. Okay, and that's going to bring us to round number 3. And round number 3 is me. and I get the Hulk versus Black Adam.
Didn't want to share this fight with anyone, did
Well,
you?
no. I was very much very big Black Adam fan, very big Hulk fan. Now, if I can just quickly find what the internet had to say, they were very, very one-sided. 86% said the Hulk would win.
Really?
14% said Black Adam.
Really?
So that is
a big margin.
That is a very big margin. So I think a lot of people believe that the Hulk stomps.
Right.
But let me get into it first. Give you a little bit of backstory. I like to do mine kind of like a boxing match announcement. You know how I like to go.
You bloody dickhead.
Yeah, whatever. But I like to. I'm a showman.
At least you've got proper notes. So.
Yeah, I do have notes. So we'll start off. I'm going to start off with a little bit of a brief backstory.
Okay.
I'm going to go into the power sets of both. Then I'm going to break it down.
Yeah.
And get into it.
Okay.
And see who I think wins. So in the black corner, standing 6'3" and weighing in at 250 pounds, he is an ancient Egyptian prince, handpicked as the original champion of the wizard Shazam, and gifted the power of 6 Egyptian gods. He's a ruthless powerhouse, hailing all the way from Kandak, Egypt. Ladies and gentlemen, Teth, Black Adam.
Woo!
Yeah, whoa, Black Adam, yeah. Okay, and in the green corner, standing approximately 8 feet tall, just a casual 8 feet tall, and weighing in at a whopping 1,000 pounds, depending on what he's eaten.
That's a huge bitch.
That's a huge bitch. He is a scientist hit by a large amount of gamma radiation while testing a gamma bomb, causing him in times of great stress or anger to turn into the green, rage-filled Goliath we all know and love. Ladies and gentlemen, the Incredible Hulk. Yay, Hulk.
Go Hulk.
Cool. Thanks so much, you guys. The support is amazing. So I'm going to do a bit of a power breakdown, again, each individually. Going to go back to Black Adam. So upon saying the word Shazam, similar to Captain Marvel / Shazam, Adam is given the powers of 6 Egyptian gods and is broken down as such. S is for the stamina of Shu, the Egyptian god Shu.
Really?
For those
Oh,
playing
you're
at
talking
home.
about
Right.
shoes.
Yeah, he has the stamina of Nike shoes.
There you go.
Good.
Yeah,
Also.
that's a lot. No, he has the stamina of Shu, so virtually unlimited stamina. Invulnerability, he has the ability to withstand and survive most types of extreme physical assaults. He doesn't need to eat, sleep, or breathe, and can survive in space. An almost unmatched durability, and he is immortal.
There you go.
So that's good.
Crazy.
H for the swiftness of Haru. Through Haru's supernatural speed, Black Adam can move at sublight speeds in orbit, fly at translight speeds in outer space. That's pretty quick. And has been depicted running at a maximum Mach 500.
What?
Yes.
I
Was he
think it
like
goes
just
Mark
tearing
3.
planets in half?
That's pretty fast.
Yeah.
That's pretty fast. A for the strength of Amon. Phenomenal level of super strength, generally depicted as being on levels equal to that or sometimes even greater than Superman and Captain Marvel.
Oh.
So that's a big thing. Z for the wisdom of Zehuti, if I'm pronouncing that right, which I guarantee you
I
I'm
hope
not.
you are.
I think it's pronounced completely different. But Zehuti, if you're out there listening, I do apologize for butchering your name. Vast level of scholarly knowledge and can speak multiple languages, and it also, that ability provides him counsel and advice in times of need. A for the power of Aton. It allows him to fly, further enhances his physical abilities. It enables him to use lightning as a weapon, similar to Shazam. And he is invulnerable to a large amount of magic. And M for the courage of Mehen, which is unlimited courage, willpower, discipline, and resolve in the heat of battle.
Right.
So
he's really the
An
Egyptian
all-rounder.
version of Shazam.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fantastic.
Pretty much, but possibly stronger. Because let me tell you some of the things that this guy's done.
Okay.
Great.
So he has fought and beaten several members of the Justice League, including Martian Manhunter.
Oh, damn.
That's big.
That big.
And Shazam on multiple occasions. Has fought and held more than his own against the entire Justice Society of America. Has absolutely obliterated and embarrassed the Teen Titans. He's destroyed the Four Horsemen. He knocked out Power Girl with one sonic clap. Forced the Flash to exert himself while chasing him. That's big.
Wow.
Has beaten the entire Marvel family and has fought Superman and Shazam at the same time, more than holding his own.
Yes.
Wow.
So that's good. Now for the Hulk. My man, the Hulk.
Your man.
So he has, obviously, as we know, we all know the Hulk, but
We do.
he has an absolutely incredible level of superhuman strength, which is potentially limitless due to the fact that it increases in line with his levels of strength and anger. So the madder Hulk gets, the stronger he gets. Yep. He can leap hundreds of miles at the same time due to his insanely strong legs. Can run at super speeds, but it is limited because at some point his legs get so strong that they destroy the earth beneath him, and he can no longer generate any forward motion.
Right.
So he is fast, but it's limited. He has a hurricane level thunderclap, which is pretty cool. High resistance to physical damage, resistance to extreme temperatures, so like solar flare level here. Mind control, nuclear explosions, poison, disease. He can regenerate limbs, organs, and destroy tissue at an incredible rate, which also increases depending on how angry he is. He can effectively breathe underwater and can survive in space for limited periods of time. And realistically, like a calm Hulk can lift 100 tons, roughly.
Yeah.
Just on an average day.
Just on average,
Yeah.
100 tons. If he's just like out walking in the street, it's like, oh,
Walking his
I'll lift
dog.
that, 100 tons. But it's, his strength is actually immeasurable. There have been a couple of people that have tried, and they cannot measure his actual strength level.
There you go.
Infinite.
So, some feats of strength. And these are impressive, mind you.
Lay it
I
on
can
us.
see you guys are just like waiting to see
Oh.
what he's done.
I can't wait.
Please tell us.
So he has destroyed an asteroid 2 times the size of Earth with a single punch.
Right.
He was rocket propelled, but he did it. He has almost jumped into space. He held up a 150 billion ton mountain during the Secret Wars.
That's a big feat.
That's a big feat.
This is my look of, I don't believe you.
It's in the Secret Wars. Read it.
Okay, I'll look
Read
into
the
that.
Secret Wars.
Yeah.
He cracked Onslaught's armor when all of Earth's heroes couldn't even dent it. That's massive. He has defeated the ever strong Gladiator, going so far as to reflect his eye beams back at him. And these are the things that are supposed to be as powerful as like 50 suns or something like that. So he just got more and more angry. And in the end, they just bounced off his skin.
There you go.
He has survived a nova blast from the Human Torch. He has stopped a planet from tearing apart from holding the tectonic plates together.
Come on now.
It's comics. It's not real life, but
Yeah.
this is how strong the guy is. And most impressively, he has broken Superman's grip and thrown him into space, having Superman declare him as the strongest that Superman has ever faced.
That is impressive.
That's one of those amalgam comics, isn't it?
Well, no, look, it doesn't matter. They are feats of strength.
It does matter
that the
because
Hulk
it's not
has
canon.
done. It doesn't. It might have been from World War Hulk, which is canon.
That he versed Superman.
No, not that. Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about the tectonic plates.
No.
Okay, well, still. Anyway, so the outcome. Right, this is my outcome. Right. So now you guys know that I love me some Hulk.
Yes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
do. And I tossed this around in my head for days, right, as to who was going to win. Ultimately, for me,
In the shower too, I heard.
but yeah, ultimately for me, it's Black Adam.
Yeah, I would agree.
Take that, internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. 86%.
Yeah.
I disagree with.
Do you think it's because they just didn't know?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like with the interactions that we get, we have some very knowledgeable followers on Twitter. It's
And you think they do their research?
yeah,
too.
these guys aren't casual fans by any stretch of the imagination. I just think for me, like this is Black Adam. This is a guy that has taken a punch from a pissed off Superman
Yeah.
and kind of just walked away.
That's probably what got me when you said that. Because to be honest, I didn't know too much about him.
Yeah.
But
There you go.
Laying
So,
on the line.
like, that's a big thing. This is a guy that has absolutely thrashed Captain Marvel on more than one occasion. And realistically, it isn't even close when it comes to the speed difference.
Yeah, that's the thing that did it for me.
Yeah, he's got 6 gods powering him
Yeah.
effectively. He has, thrown a little lightning for
Little
good
bit of
measure.
thunder,
A little bit of thunder.
lightning.
Yep.
Now, does he have magical abilities like Shazam?
Sort of. He has like clairvoyance.
Right, okay.
Things like that.
But he can't cast spells.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
He might be able to. If he does have magic, like
It's
it
not
would
his-
be limited.
It's not his go-to.
No, it's not his go-to. His go-to is his immense strength.
Yeah.
His unmatched like just ruthlessness and aggressiveness.
Yeah.
He doesn't care who gets hurt in the process. If he wants to beat you, he will beat you.
Yeah.
Regardless of what happens around him. Again, lightning is a big thing. The only times I've ever really seen him bested is through the use of magic or being tricked into saying his own name to revert him back to his human form.
Right.
Now, this is like, I don't think the Hulk is capable of doing either of those.
It's not functional enough, I think.
Yeah, so, and it depends on the incarnation of the Hulk. But we're just talking about the Hulk as a whole, as we know him.
Yeah.
Not necessarily Grey Hulk or Mindless Hulk or Savage Hulk or whatever. It's just, just think of the Hulk as a whole, as hard as that can be sometimes, when you have so many different incarnations.
Yeah.
But that's the only time I've ever really seen Black Adam really beaten. Now, that is not to say that, like, for me, the only way Black Adam wins is quickly. So he puts him down quick
Yeah.
Before
he gets a chance to get too angry.
Yeah, right. Now, what's the Hulk like in space? He can't breathe in space, can he? He's still
very limited amounts of time.
Yeah, right. So I can see Black Adam just speeding around this guy and literally just throwing him or flying him into space.
Well, yeah, and I was trying to keep it grounded. Like, I'm trying to remove this whole, remove them from the battlefield where they are. So I try to look at these things like a knockdown, drag them out fight. Now, you go up against the Hulk in a knockdown, drag them out fight, you're probably not going to come off best.
Yeah.
But I think with the speed advantage that he has, he's able to put the Hulk down fairly quickly.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's take that, internet. That's what I have to say.
Yeah, wow.
Stuck it to him.
Stuck it to the man.
So what's that? Round 3 to DC.
Round 3 to DC.
All right.
Damn.
Wild card round.
Yeah, at the moment we can level this.
We can.
could.
It could
We
be
can.
even
Tazzies.
Stevens.
Yeah, at the moment we have got DC in front 2-1.
Ooh.
All right, so our last round.
Keep in mind that we have no affiliation towards either or.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, we
That's
love
right.
both. So there
Yeah.
is no bias here.
There is
What-
definitely not.
All right, so that's going to take us to the wild card round. Black Panther versus Batman.
Ooh.
Yes. Ooh, indeed. Now, do we have some stats on this one?
We do.
Yes.
The internet has spoken. 67% believe Batman wins, to 33% for Black Panther. Although we did get another late entry, but that was also for Batman. So
Right.
it works out to be about 69% for Batman.
There you go.
Yeah. So, who wants to kick it off?
All right.
what's-
I'll kick it off first.
Okay, what say you?
Okay, I'm going to probably go right against the grain here, and I'm going to say Black Panther has got this in the bag.
In the bag.
In the bag, and I think quite easily too.
Really?
Yeah.
So, okay, I guess we have to. Both guys are fully suited up.
Fully suited up. They haven't
Walking
got...
down the street.
Yeah, walking
fully
down the
suited
street.
up. Black Panther cast Batman a little bit of shade from across the street. And it's like, what are you looking at?
Yeah.
And then they fight.
That's it.
Yeah.
No
And this is a big one. This is a big one. No prep time.
prep time.
There is no
Okay.
prep time.
That's it. Because that is Batman's biggest
thing.
advantage.
Yeah, and that's not to, let's not forget that Black Panther is a master strategist in himself.
Yeah.
So, you kind of have to cancel that out.
That's right.
These guys have never met each other, just walking down the street. Someone gave someone the side eye, and they just got into it.
That's it. So I see Black Panther taking this. I feel like his technology that's in his suit already is going to be far greater than what Batman will have on hand.
Yes.
The fact that he has a vibranium suit, he can literally stand there and just take punch after punch from Batman barely getting affected.
Yep.
I think he is physically stronger. He's got the power of the Panther.
Yep.
Which is it's a spiritual thing. He takes the herbs that are from Wakanda as well. That also increases his strength.
Yep.
So he's already on levels that are so much superior. To Batman. And I feel like he is quicker.
Yep.
More agile.
Yeah.
He's going to be all over Batman here.
Yep.
That's my opinion.
Amy?
Look, I love Batman,
Yeah.
and I'm always biased towards him. But now that you've said that he hasn't had a chance to prepare,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, okay, that's a real big fallback for him.
Yeah.
Because if he just saw someone across, he would most likely lose the battle and then go back and then go and find him again.
Yeah,
and then
you know, basically reconvene, lick his wounds, as it were, and
Exactly.
go, all right, who's this dude?
Yeah.
Let's find out about him.
And let's go
find
get
his
him.
weakness and take him down. And I completely agree.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to be swayed here. Like, I started this off and I was like, Batman for sure.
No, man, Black Panther, man, you should have heard it before.
Yeah.
I mean, Batman, man. She's like,
was like, there's no
Batman
way.
to just drop him, man.
One punch.
One punch, son.
In real life.
So I think I have been swayed a little bit because Batman just wouldn't be able to, like you say, he wouldn't be able to keep up.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have a clue what was coming at him. He wouldn't know what to do. I feel like he would put up a good fight, but it wouldn't be enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, most definitely. Batman is at his absolute best when he has an opportunity to prepare.
Research.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, you're right. Like in this, the vibranium suit is a massive advantage.
Yeah.
You know, we have seen Batman with bones broken, and you know he's been stabbed and
Yeah.
shot and this, that, and the other. Like not everything, like on his suit, it has its weak points.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You know, weak points which Black Panther is fast enough and strong enough to exploit. Let's not forget that, yes, Batman is a master martial artist and has dedicated most of his life to learning those things. But Black Panther, like T'Challa, was born into it. He was
Yeah.
basically born to be the warrior king that he is.
And that's right. And he also, don't the Wakandans have their own martial arts?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
do. They
yeah.
they have a fighting style. He knows fighting styles that are unknown to other people,
Exactly.
which makes him an unknown to Batman.
And that's
So-
the worst thing.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Batman.
So no prep time, anything like that. Like I think it comes down to T'Challa. We're talking a guy who has the ability to recall the memories of and the knowledge of every other Black Panther.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is a massive, massive thing. But yeah, what it comes down, like I think intelligence-wise, they're very equal.
Mm-hmm.
I think, they're both master strategists. But this is a guy that has taken down Captain America fairly comfortably.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't see it as much as I love Batman.
Yeah.
I've said it a million times before, like I love Batman. I just don't see him having it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Troy, are you crying?
I am. I
little tear.
just like, this is the first time I've ever gone against Batman. And it is, it's very emotional.
Yeah, right. So what's that?
I finally got the emotion in the show that I wanted so badly.
There you bloody go, mate.
Yeah, but for me, not an easy win, but a win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
most
it would be.
definitely.
Okay, so what's that? 3 out of 3 goes to Black Panther, and that means it's 2-all.
2-all.
There-
50% Marvel,
Bam.
50% DC. We are going to cop our own shade from across the street from people on the internet.
That's right. Well, yeah, let us know what you think. Who do you think would have won the battle between Black Panther and Batman, and why?
Yeah, please let us know why, rather than just who.
Yeah.
Because we do want to know like what you guys actually think. And again, round 1, Doctor Strange versus Dr. Fate. Dr. Fate wins. What do you guys think? Round 2, Iron Man, Lex Luthor. Iron Man wins. What do you guys think? Hulk versus Black Adam. We all know Black Adam wins. You don't have to tell us what you think about that one. And Black Panther versus Batman. Let us know.
And that means it's time for our final segment. Get to know your favorite hero, brought to you by Kasplat Comics and Collectibles. For all your comic and pop culture needs, head to kasplatcomics.com.au or visit their Facebook page, Kasplat Comics and Collectibles. Check them out. We'll leave a link in the show notes as well.
Congratulations, sir.
Nailed it first
The
time.
first time you have ever nailed it first go.
I had to look professional in front of Amy.
Yeah, it's just 'cause I'm here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're just showing
I'm
off
stepping
now.
the game up.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah, you're making the show better.
Well, I feel like my incredibly boring intro into my Dr. Fate and Doctor Strange. I need
It was
to
very
impress
informative.
Yes,
I felt.
informative is
the word.
the word. Yeah.
Well,
you,
I'm
yeah,
so-
you didn't have an easy task there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
look, to be fair,
that's
it was
true.
very hard. I did fall asleep at one point.
Yeah. What about old mate on Twitter who said we put him to sleep like 7 times?
Yes, talking about, what were we talking about? Cannot remember.
Yeah.
We were talking about something.
Was it Walking Dead?
Well,
No.
I can see why.
Oh, don't tell me we've got another non-Walking Dead fan
I will
on
just-
the show.
I think it'll take too long if we get into that.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
All
Amy,
right.
Get your shit together.
So this week let's talk about some comics.
Yeah.
So this week we're going to give you 3 amazing story arcs containing some of our combatants from earlier. Not in any particular order, just 3 of the best stories from 3 of the best characters in Marvel and DC. Starting off with...
Number 3.
And number 3 will be Black Adam and World War III. So written by Keith Champagne and John Ostrander with art by Pat Oliphey and Tom Derenick. The world's hardest names to pronounce, mind you.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, World War III tells the story of Black Adam and his one-man war against humanity following the brutal murder of his family. Partly narrated from the viewpoint of the Martian Manhunter seeking solitude in space after witnessing one of Adam's darkest memories, World War III sees Black Adam on a mission of utter devastation, leaving cities ruined and thousands dead while Earth's heroes make attempt after attempt to stop him. Heroes fall while others stand up to take their place, but it takes the combined might of the Great Ten, the Justice Society of America, and the returned Martian Manhunter to finally stop Black Adam's reign of terror.
Number 2.
Number 2 is Dr. Fate and the Immortal Dr. Fate. Written by Martin Pascoe and featuring some of his best stories from the 70s, The Immortal Dr. Fate is a 3-issue run that serves as the ultimate collection for anyone looking to immerse themselves in the world of Kent Nelson and his Helmet of Fate. It's a little hard to list all of the stories covered here, but this is arguably the must-have Dr. Fate collection, which features some amazing stories like The Immortal Destiny, Apocalypse of the Fifth Sun, and American Gothic. Check it out.
Number 1.
Number 1 is Black Panther, See Wakanda and Die. Written by Jason Aaron and spanning Black Panther Volume 4 issues number 39 to 41, See Wakanda and Die works as a fantastic example of the master strategist that is T'Challa and his never-before-conquered homeland Wakanda. The Skrulls have arrived as part of the secret invasion, and with superior tech and a much larger army, they look to take Wakanda as their own. Big mistake. What should have been a cakewalk turns out to be a nightmare for the Skrulls, and we are left with a final panel that serves as a chilling warning to those who dare attack the Black Panther's African homeland.
Oh, how are you going to end it on that?
Well, now you're going to have to go to your comic book store, pick up See Wakanda and Die, and have a look. Yeah. Realistically, you only need to get Volume 4, issue number 41, and just look at the back panel.
Yeah.
Or you could look it up on the internet, but go to your comic book store, damn it.
It's not Hail Hydra, Andrew, is it?
No, it doesn't say Hail Hydra at the end of that one.
Damn.
Yeah, damn it.
Anyway, that's going to do it for another episode. Stay tuned next week as we review Independence Day Resurgence.
Yay!
I'm so looking forward to that movie.
Are you really?
Oh,
Yes.
excellent.
Oh, do you want to come in for another episode, Amy?
We are too, most definitely.
Yes, we are. Actually, I am. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm not holding out for a great story.
No, look, have heard mixed reviews.
Yes.
Biggest question is, where the fuck is Will Smith?
Yeah.
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 Jesus.
Anyway.
I was waiting for that.
Whatever. Yeah, that's it.
That is it.
Thanks again to everyone who has listened, subscribed, and reviewed. Make sure you follow us on Facebook at Comic Confidential Podcast, I think. Comic Confidential Podcast. Fantastic,
right.
I nailed it. Instagram and Twitter at Comic Con Pod. YouTube's.
Got a YouTube coming.
Dropping at 2042.
Your job, Amy.
Yep, I'll get right on that with my YouTube skills.
Yep.
Yeah. And we've also got the website, comicconpod.com. And if you want to support the show, jump onto our Patreon, which is patreon.com/comicconpod.
That's right.
And just a little reminder that we are working on our Smallville podcast.
Which will be dropping in the next X amount of time.
Yeah.
Soon.
Yeah, it'll be soon.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
Right?
Yeah.
Right, you guys?
Right.
Anyway, thanks for listening. As always, I'm Troy.
I'm Cade.
And I'm Amy.
And this has been Comic Confidential.
Cheers.
Peace.
Bye.
Nailed it.
All over it.